I think we are live. Just let me know, guys, like in the chat below. Like, are you able to see? And am I audible? Just let me know in the chat below. Like, am I audible, guys? Okay. So, hey guys. Hi. My name is Omraj, and in today's session, we will be learning about React that we all have ever heard of. Like, there are a ton of opportunities out there, and there are a whole lot of learning in React field, right? So, we'll be learning React from the scratch. You do not need to be very perfect at any of the language like HTML, CSS. That is pretty okay. If you are not good at them, or if you are actually starting, we will be looking into React from the scratch, and we will be building a project that is known as Tinder clone. So we'll be adding a feature that is known as the swipe feature with the help of a library. We are not hard coding everything, but that is going to be very, very interesting, right? So just let me know, guys, like the first question I would like to ask you, like let me know, guys, in the chat below, like from where in the India, or if you are from outside India, just let me know where you are coming from, your state, your city, so that I can understand which language would be better, right? Just let me know, guys, in the chat below, like where you are actually coming from, and any intro if you want to give, it would be really helpful, right? So we are getting people from a lot of places, like people are coming from Chandigarh, Maharashtra, okay, Bharat, yeah, perfect. Okay, so we'll be looking into React from the scratch in today's session. We'll be learning about a lot of concept, right? From IIT Bombay, that's pretty good. Tamil Nadu, Chandigarh, all across India, we actually have people, right? So today's session is approximately of 3 hours. Maybe in first 1 or 2 hours, will be learning about the basics of React. After that, we will be building the project, right? So that is going to be very fun, and at the end of the session you will be able to create an app using React. And there are a ton of opportunities out there, and there are a lot of openings in React field. If you are actually interested, coming from any background, there is a ton of opportunities out there. So that is why we are learning React. And maybe after 3 hours you will be able to kind of get the basics done ready, right? So we have people from all across India, people from outside India as well. So that's pretty good, that's pretty amazing. We will be learning a lot. Okay, yeah, guys. So let me quickly share about the objective of today's session. So in today's session, we will be learning about React from the scratch, and we will be creating Tinder clone, right? So let's quickly start with my introduction. So hi guys, my name is Omraj. I am a software engineer at Wheelseye. That is a logistic based startup in India. So I'm into web engineering or the front end engineering from past 2 years, and I actually love doing that. And I also love teaching as well. Apart from that, most of my time is go to like teaching and meeting a lot of new people. So that's pretty much about me. And if you have any hobbies, if you are actually coming from any background like C++, Java, JavaScript, just let me know, guys, from which background you are coming, which programming language do you know. Just let me know in the chat below. We are going to have a very fun session today. Okay. So we'll be looking into doubts by end of the session, like after maybe we have half an hour or 15 minutes. So if you have any doubts, just let me know by end of the session. So people are from different backgrounds like C++, Java, MERN stack, JavaScript, Python. Eventually, we all are the software engineers, and we all are the programmers eventually, right? So more power to the programmer community, and we will be learning and building stuff in today's session. So this 3 hour session will be a lot of learning based and practical based. So let me quickly share my screen so that we can start. Okay. So basically, where is the screen sharing option? Here it goes. Let me quickly share my screen. So I have to allow some privileges. Okay, perfect. So I think my screen is now visible to you guys. I hope so. Okay. Okay, perfect. So what we are going to do is, first of all, we will be learning about like what are the things that is need to be required, like prerequisite for this particular thing, right? The first thing that you will be requiring is called as VS Code. Okay. Just let me know how many of you have ever worked in VS Code. So this is a code editing tool that helps us write code efficiently, and it makes our code very fast. So you'll be looking into tricks how to write multiple lines and a lot of tricks that this particular software provides. So this is the first thing that you should be and we will be working on, right? And it is very easy to install. Just go there and download it. It will automatically fetch your download version, and it will automatically download. It is very easy to install. Just go and just next, and it will automatically install. So it's a very popular, and it comes from Microsoft, and it is free of cost, so you do not have to pay anything in VS Code, and it is very powerful actually, right? So this is very interesting, and we'll be looking into how it makes our development very fast, right? The second thing that we need to install in our machine to make our code efficient, known as Node. Okay, known as Node. Hey guys, hello, good evening, good afternoon. Love to see you guys again, right? So it was a fun session on Zomato clone. I have get a ton of responses. Thank you so much for that. I hope you learned something new from there, and I hope that actually provides some value in your learning, right? I would like to make this session more than that. I will be putting all of my effort, all of my explanation in this particular session as well, right? So the second thing that is need is known as Node.js. So it is known as the JavaScript runtime. It will help you run React code, and it also helps you creating the React project. So it comes with the npm Node Package Manager and npx. So basically, this kind of utility is very important when we are actually building React app, right? So this you need to install. That is very easy. Just install it and it will directly install. You just have to press next, and if you're stuck anywhere, you can put that down into the chat below, and we'll be looking to where you are actually stucking. So all of these things are already installed in my particular machine, so I do not need to install it again and again, and I do not want to take all of your time in installing stuff, right? So this is the second thing that is required. The third thing that is required is a modern browser, maybe Chrome, maybe your like Edge, that could be Brave, any modern browser that is required, except for Internet Explorer. We do not work on that. Okay, so this is the second thing. And if you're actually comfortable with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, that is also a good thing. But if you do not know about them, you just want to learn about React, I would highly encourage everyone to actually learn about these things. These are very interesting, and we at AccioJob actually teach these things from the scratch to the advanced level, and we have dedicated sessions daily. So we actually cover all of these things in that particular session. But don't worry, you do not find any difficulties if you do not know these things, right? But it is highly encouraged if you want to enter in engineering part. So it will help, right? So that is very interesting, and it is actually a lovely languages to learn, right? You can create ton of websites out there. So this is about the prerequisite part that you should be knowing and you should be having, right? The first thing was the VS Code. That is very interesting. Node.js, any modern browser, and HTML, CSS. I hope it is clear now. Okay, so just let me know, guys, in the chat below, like how many of you are coming from any React background or JS background? Are you coming from a React background or JavaScript background? Or if you're new, just say new. Or if you're coming from React JS, just write React JS. I would like to know. Like then we will continue the class accordingly, right? Just let me know in the chat below, like how many of you are actually coming from JavaScript or React background. How many of you are very new, so that we will customize today's session accordingly, right? According to the audience that we have. Very quickly, let's have a look, like how many of you are actually coming from React background, and then we will be moving ahead, right? Okay, just let me know, guys, very quickly, like how many of you are from any background, like React background or very new. Just let me know. Okay, perfect. I think there is no issues. Let me quickly see. Are we getting any comments? Okay, so people are very new, and people are very new. That's pretty good. That is pretty interesting. like and believe me guys, like after learning React, you are actually got fall in love with React is very very interesting, and I will be trying to make it more and more fun, so that it will actually fit inside, right, for always. So you'll be learning React from the scratch, and you're actually going to love the session, right? So let's quickly start with this. So what are the things that we have? So in today's session, our focus is going to be React. So why don't search React on Google tab, right? Let's quickly learn about React. So what exactly React is? So here you can see React is an open source front-end JavaScript library for building user interface based on UI component. So what exactly does that mean? So basically in front-end engineering, uh, we have something called as JavaScript, right? And JavaScript is so lovely. Um, but in JavaScript, we have to write a ton of code. But what exactly React is doing? It is a library. What exactly library means? So library are exactly the code, a ton of code already written for you to make your coding faster. So for example, let's quickly take an example of library. For example, a math library in any of the language that we are coming from. So what exactly math library does? They have ton of functions written, and whenever I need to require any mathematical function, it actually get the already written code and implement it very fast. So libraries makes your code very fast, and React is one of them library, right? So what exactly it does? It makes your front-end engineering very faster, and it is one of the most popular front-end library in the world, and people and the companies are using it extensively. It is coming from Meta, as you can see. So this React is developed at Meta or Facebook already, right? So it was discovered maybe in 2013, right? So it is approximately 9 years, and it is actually dominating the tech field. So even my company and in my previous three companies, I have worked with React, and everyone is using React in the front end, right? That is why it is very very important. And let's have a quick look inside the website, the official website. So this is the official documentation of React. So JavaScript library used for making user interface very simple, and it helps you create single component and ton of things. So we do not need to worry about them. We'll be looking into these things in detail in today's session, right? So what exactly JavaScript or the React is? It is one of the most popular JavaScript library, and ton of companies are using. Airbnb is using, even Microsoft is using that. Google somewhere using. My company Wheelseye is also using. Ton of companies, ton of startups are actually using React, right? That is why it is very very important. So what makes it very very different is that it actually makes or create single page application. What exactly single page application means? Okay, so let me quickly write single page application. Okay, so this single page application is done like what exactly single page application is. So let me quickly share through an image, right? Maybe this particular image. So yeah, so what exactly single page application is that your website is do not need to reload anytime. So for example, in your by typical websites have basically 5 pages. So every time you want to go to another page, your website got reloaded from the scratch. But single page application, it's a good picture to explain. But the single page applications are not work in that particular order. It just have a single page, and where you need to change something, it will automatically change there only. So your website is not getting reloaded again and again. So in this particular case, the website is having 3 pages. So if you want to go to some other page, the whole page will render, and it takes time. It actually decreases the user experience. But in single page application, you just have a single page, and where you want to change something, it will just change over there. So that is why single page applications are very very important, and React helps us in creating single page applications. It is one of the most powerful thing that React provides, right? So this is the concept. This is if you are coming from very new to the front end engineering, then you can understand this particular manner. Like in normal websites, for example, if for example I created a website for me, for my business, it have 5 pages. Like one is home, one is about, one is product, one is service, one is contact. These 5 pages are there. Okay, so if the user want to move from one page to another, the whole website is actually getting reloaded, right? But in single page application, it do not reload the whole website. It just change the component or the things that need to be changed. Like header is going to be constant everywhere, footer is going to be constant everywhere, so these things do not get reloaded, only the inner content just reload. I hope you get it. And if you want to learn more about it, we have this amazing you can directly check out like there are a couple of links. Like in this particular link, you have this particular the whole detail explanation, right? If you want that, I will quickly put that in the description. After the session, you can have a look into these kind of links, and this will help you expand your growth and learning, right? So yeah, so that is pretty much about the single page application, right? So this is one interesting thing that we should be knowing, right? So what are the benefits of single page application, and what is the benefit of React? Why we are not writing HTML, CSS and the basic websites? Why we are not creating that? Because there we have multiple pages, but in React we just have only one page, and that one page is very faster as compared to other typical websites. So React is very faster as compared to other websites. So that is why it is very popular in the industry. So every company, almost there are a ton of companies who are using React. Then the second thing is that React makes the user experience seamless, amazing, right? So this is another thing that makes the React on top of other concepts, right? And then we have it is actually very much dynamic. Whenever you want to change something, it is actually very much dynamic, and it actually got changed very quickly. Like for example, if you are actually streaming any video, or if you are actually changing something inside the website, so React is very reactive, and it actually changes these things. I know the terms might be looking a little bit of jargon, but by end of this session, you will be able to understand the basics term. And actually, we have a dedicated course at AccioJob, where we are actually teaching the React from the scratch, so you can have a look into that part as well, right? So, but in today's session, you will be learning everything from the scratch, and we will be learning the basics of React. Okay. So this is pretty much about single page application. Now the question is how we can set up our React project. Let's have a quick look. Okay. So here we come, and let's have a look. So for example, I open item. For example, I open item. Okay, I will create something like. So this is known as terminal. If you're very new, like most of the folks are very new in for the terminal. So this is called as terminal, and here we actually give the command to the computer using some keywords, right? So we are inside this folder, and I just need to check out to desktop, and that's it. Here I will create mkdir, maybe Tinder clone. Okay, perfect. So basically I need to go inside Tinder clone. Okay. And here I would need to open the VS Code, right? So this code dot helps me open VS Code over this particular place, right? So if I code dot this, my VS Code will be open over here. So what exactly I've done over here is, so not this. So let me quickly share like what is the thing that I've done till now, right? So check out outside. Okay, perfect. So this is the root folder that we actually in the basic, not the actual root folder, but the outside folder, right? So here you will see by ls you can find all the directories that I have. I want to check directory, that is cd command. I want to go to desktop, right? Just click that, and here you will see we have two folders. One is AccioJob, one is Tinder clone. So I need to go inside Tinder clone. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So if I clear this, and I want to open my VS Code over here, right? We want to open VS Code at this particular place, right? So how we can do that? That is very easy. So just write code dot. Okay, that's pretty much it. Okay, if you just code dot, that will open VS Code in this particular folder. Okay. So just let me know, guys, in the chat below. Like, is that clear? Like, what are the things that we have done over here? Is that clear? Is that clear, guys? Just let me know in the chat below. Like, is that making sense? Mm, okay. 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 No, no problem. Let's have a very quick look. Like, what are the things that we have done over here? Okay. So now I'll be telling you like how you can open the VS Code. Okay. Just search for VS Code, and if I go to my launchpad here, I will find VS Code anywhere. So where is my VS Code? Okay, perfect. Just open a new VS Code. Okay. So here it is. Okay. So my file is already open. So a new window. Okay, perfect. So this is how a VS Code looks like, right? So this is very, very interesting code editor, right? So this is, and it is actually used very much in the industry, right? So this is how actually VS Code looks like, right? So at the top you will find some of the basic features like these menus option. We have already seen that in the Zomato clone app also, right? And on the left side you will find some of the basic things like Explorer. Here you will find the all the directory structure and nothing more than that, right? So what I want to do is I want to open a new folder inside this particular in this particular VS Code, right? So I will be opening that. I'm opening a folder over here, right? So where is my folder? So if I go back to my user, inside this inside this we have desktop, inside this we have AccioJob, right? Not this, Tinder clone, right? So we'll be creating Tinder clone. So that is why this is how I open my terminal over here, right? This is how I open my terminal over here. So I will be closing this particular thing and this particular part as well. Okay. Okay, perfect. So this is my folder, and here we will be creating the React app, right? So how to create a React app? Let's have a quick look. Okay, so in top you will find a terminal option, and inside this terminal option you have this particular part, right? So here we will be writing some command so that it will create a React project. It is helps us in setting up the project. Okay, and let's see how we can do that. So after installing Node, you can have a look into the version. So you can see here the version is 16.15.0. So this is the version that I am having. So if your Node is installed, you will be able to find this particular version. If it is not showing, if it is showing you an error, that means the Node is not installed correctly, right? Similarly, while downloading Node, you get something like npm, so it automatically get installed along with Node. Okay, this is Node package manager that comes with Node. Okay, there is also one thing that is npx that is also comes along with Node. Okay, so this is pretty much about the thing that we have installed. This is known as the Node package manager that we just see. Okay, and this helps us in creating the React app very quickly, right? So I want to create npm. I want to create the React app. So this is the command that is used. So npm create React app. Okay, and just dot slash. That means you want to create the React app in this particular folder. That means this Tinder clone. Okay. So if I enter this command, it will create the React project for me. It might take a few minutes depending on the speed, internet speed, and it will automatically set up it, right? So this is pretty much. So let me know, guys, like if you have any doubts till now while it is actually getting set up, just let me know in the chat below. Like, is there any doubt, guys? Is there any doubt, guys? Mm-mm. Oh, thank you so much, guys, for sharing all the commands in the chat below. Like, it is actually helping me how to install all of this. So you just have to go over here. Just install this Node. It will automatically just got downloaded. Set it up, and it is very, very simple to install, right? After this, you will be able to get all of this stuff. Okay. After this, you will be able to get all of this thing. Okay. So you will be able to get npm, npx, and you can directly check them. So you can see over here, my React project have got set up. So this is what we were present in. So you can see there are some of the files come over here. So this is the by default nature when you're actually setting up the project. These are some of the dependencies that is required, right? So as you can see, I give the command to be npx create react app dot slash. Okay, so this is how it actually set it up everything for me, and it is showing you some commands over here. Okay, so I just need to write npm start. Okay, that's it. So this by giving this command, my React app will actually got started rendering or started working. Right? If I enter this, it will automatically start. Right? So here it is asking. I just need to say yes. Okay, and here you will be find the React app is set up, and this is the local host. That means this particular application is running inside your application, right? So this is how we created and we set up the React app. Okay, so this is the basic of setting up the React app. Okay, just let me know, guys, like if there are any issues in setting up this, just let me know. We will be quickly having a look, right? So that's pretty much about the setting of the project. Okay, let me quickly get rid of this, removing this. I'm quickly explaining you how exactly uh, something is already running in 3000 port. Yes, so something is already running there. Okay, yes, something is already running. Actually, I'm playing with Tinder clone today morning, so yeah, it is running again already. I'm quickly showing you like how exactly we are actually going to create the React app or the application, eventual application that we want to target for today, right? So we'll be creating a Tinder clone like this, and for Tinder, I kind of choose my favorite cartoon. So this Chota Beam, uh, their images actually got broken, Shin Chan, and Doraemon. So I think you all are actually got aware of these things. The main agenda of learning and creating this particular project is to learn React from the scratch, because most of the people, most of the folks in today's session are very new, and if you are actually having basic knowledge, that is pretty good. We'll be learning more and more things, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it, right? So let's quickly see like what is the actual folder structure of React. So when you actually install it, right, so on the top you will find a node module. So this particular folder takes and have a ton of files and folders, right? It have a ton of folders. So basically this helps our React project running. Okay, this is very important. This always comes with any React app. Okay, inside this public folder of you will have some of the things like this icon that you will find by default. Okay, so this is already present. So these are some of the files that are coming already, because you can see over here my React app when start, it comes with this particular element. It have coming with this fav icon. So these basic things are available at public folder. Okay, so you can have a look what are the things over here present. You can have a look and play with that. The most important folder is src. So before moving to that particular src folder, I'm quickly showing you the remaining one. Okay, so this git ignore is the folder that actually helps you ignoring the git commits. So if you're very new, if you do not know about git, that's pretty okay. You can avoid this, you can ignore this particular part. But yeah, here we put actually which files we do not want to get committed. Okay, after that we have this package.json file. So here all the packages that are inside the node module are present, or with all the versions. So these are the versions of the package module. So if you are very new, this might feels a little overwhelming, but I would say if you spend more and more time with this React, you will be loving it, right? So we are actually covering it from the basics, and we'll be learning the most important concept in React, right? Okay, perfect. So then we have the README module. So here it have some README things, right? So here inside the React src folder, we have couple of files, right? So it have one important file that is known as index.js, right? So if folks are very new, that we need to discuss and we need to talk about these files, because you might not have seen this kind of structure, and it might feel overwhelming, like if you are very new, right? So that's why we are actually learning it from the scratch, and we'll be looking into that part, right? So yes, so here you can see inside the src folder, there are some of the important files over here is like index.js file, right? So in the index.js file is the root file or the topmost file. Okay, so topmost file is just connected with other files that you want to target, right? So this is the root file of the React app. Okay, so here you can see this particular file is importing React from React, so React DOM from React DOM CLI. So you do not need to worry about it. That's pretty okay. We will be looking into it from the scratch, right? And the second most important file over here is app.js, right? So app.js is actually rendering all the things over here, right? As you can see over here, this edit src app is over here. So if I remove this from here and we write AccioJob, okay, and we save this, you will see the AccioJob is getting changed, right? But here you will see that it is not exactly the HTML. It is not exactly HTML. So what exactly programming language is? So it is not exactly looking like an HTML. Okay, it is something different. Whether it have class name, it have target, it is somehow looking like an HTML, but it is not. So this particular language we are using inside the React is known as JSX. So it is kind of a mixture or the combination of JavaScript and the HTML, right? So this is inside React we actually use the JSX syntax, right? So inside this we will be learning JSX is a JavaScript syntax extension that allow us to write HTML inside JavaScript. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much it. So I do not want all of these things, all of these predefined things. I will be removing all of these things and save this. Okay, so I need to give something. Okay, just save this. Okay, so here I'm getting the clean UI of React, right? Here it is very, very clean. I'm not adding anything extra, right? So inside this, I remove everything that is not needed. I just remove it and given this, right? So basically, every React function needs any single element to return, right? That is why I have given it. So if you're not been able to understand like why I do that, maybe after 5 minutes you will be able to get it, right? So basically, if you want to write something, we need to give it over here. So for example, here I would like to write AccioJob. I will just save it, and you will find AccioJob over here, right? So that means app.js is going to be our go-to file always. Okay. So in the app.js, we will be actually writing most of the code. Okay. So here, if you want to write something like h1, you can do that. And here you would say AccioJob is amazing. Just save this. Okay. You can see over here, it is getting this thing. So it is kind of looking like HTML, but it is not HTML. It is JSX. It is similar to HTML, but it is not HTML, right? So this is the basic folder structuring that React app have generally, right? And you just have to play around with these values. You just have to work on these things, and you kind of get adopted to it. So it is not that hard and fast, but I know that it is very, very new. You can take a little bit of time, but yeah, it is something that is very, very interesting after learning, right? So this is pretty much about the whole thing. Okay, the whole the project set or the product project structure, right? Let's have a look into another concept that React provides, that is basically React works in the component format. So what exactly component is? So basically what exactly components are? So in a website you have couple of things, like one is header, one is footer, one is section, one is article, one is images. There are ton of things, and we generally in HTML put everything inside a single page, right? So the code goes from 100 lines to thousands of lines. So it is not a very good way. Like for example, when we are actually working and creating a website, then we have a lot of code inside HTML, right? If you have a very big website, then you can expect there is a ton of code, but you do not want it, right? So what do you do is you actually break your code in components. Okay, So at the top, you want a component that is known as header. Okay. Outside that, you want a section component. Okay. So, and here you will add the footer component. Okay. So we have ton of components. Okay. So this will helps us in breaking the code and managing the code very easily, and it makes our code very much usable. Like for example, if we are actually having a code written in some different file, so we can use that code anywhere. So it is kind of giving us a functional capabilities, like what and why we use functions, because it gives the reusability possibilities, right? So it makes our code cleaner, smaller, and makes it more usable. That is why we actually have a concept of these components inside React, right? So what exactly and what type of components do we have in React? So there are mainly two type of components. I'm quickly writing over here. I'm kind of creating a notes, right? So that you can refer it. So we have types of components. Okay. So the first type of component is known as functional component. The second type of component is known as class component. Okay. So we have these two main type of components. So function based and class based. And currently in the current scenario, functional components are widely used. Initially, when React was introduced, it was working in class based components. So we'll be creating the class based components. As you can see over here, this is a function, and we are actually going to build class based components. Okay, so that is a lot of talk. Let me quickly clean this file. I'm going to clean this file. Okay, let me delete this. Okay, I'm cleaning all of this stuff. The unwanted file, I'm removing that so that it makes our code cleaner. So as of now, you do not need to worry about like how exactly these things are working. By time and by building more and more projects, you will be able to understand all of these stuff, right? What exactly is happening over here. So let me quickly get rid of this as well. So we just need two files, not more than that. Okay, removing this as well. Okay, otherwise our code might looks a little bit messy. Okay. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we are actually going to break our code inside components, right? So we are not writing every single code inside a single file. We will be breaking the whole code in different formats, right? So for example, we have h1, right? That says I am heading. Okay, and we have section. So here we'll be having section. Perfect. So inside section, we will be writing I am section. Okay. And what I'm doing is, and I'm giving a footer over here. I'm footer, right? So basically, vital.css. Mm, okay, I think I have default, like I deleted some of the files that are important actually. So that is why it is throwing us an error. So let me get rid of these files, right? So let me discard this. Okay, so I'm quickly reverting back, right? Restoring all the things. So it is kind of dependent on other files as well. So that is why I'm getting all of these things, right? So here I'm quickly writing it again. So this actually happens. Sometimes it is actually dependent. So yeah. So where were we? We are actually creating header. Okay. Inside the header, we actually write h1. I am header, right? After this, we will be writing about body, maybe body of the thing, right? Here we'll be adding some div. Inside this div, I will say body. Okay, and here we'll be having footer, footer, and footer. Okay, so let's have a look like how exactly it is working. And it did not take a lot of time, but yeah, it got fixed, right? So here you can see, like for example, this is the website that I created. Very ugly, not very much beautiful, but this is how what we have created. But Another question is, for example, if your website is very, very huge, you have a very big body, very huge footer, then the code is going to be of hundred and thousands of line. That thing we need to solve. So we need to do one thing. We just need to create a folder inside this. That totally depends. I just need to have a folder that is called as component inside src. You can create component folder outside src as well. That is totally up to you, right? But I prefer creating a component folder inside src, right? So what I want to do is I want to break this thing into a different file and want to bring that particular file in this app.js file, right? So I want to do that. Okay. So we are going to do this thing. So how to do that? How I can create a small component? I want to create a small function where it will be stored. So it is very, very easy. Just write the name of the component. So I want a header component. Okay. So I write header.js. That's it. Okay. So it is very, very important. If you are actually creating components, you have to give capital name. So it is kind of a convention in React. When you're actually creating component, just write header.js, right? So if you're very new to VS Code, you will find us extension section right over here. So here is a very, very important extension that is known as ES7, React Redux and React Native Snippet. So it helps you write the React code very, very efficiently. Okay, so you can add ton of extensions over here. Like I'm using live server, Prettier is also very important. So you can install these extensions and make your development very faster. But this particular extension is very, very important to create and work on React. So go there, go into the extension, search this particular extension, blah blah, and you will install it very quickly, right? So this is it. So what I'm going to do is I want to create a header so that we can see how exactly these component thing works, right? So to create a component, you just have to write RFCE. Okay. So this will give you this particular snippet, and that is why this ES7 extension is very, very important. It helps you write this particular snippet. Okay. If we save this, and you can see over here, header is written, and if we import it inside the app.js, if we import header.js, header, if we import header.js, you can see it is getting the header from the components and header, right? If we save this, we are getting the header inside this, and we can use this particular component very, very easily here. We can use it very, very easily over here. So this is my component. I will be quickly explaining you how exactly I made it very quickly. Just have a look how exactly header is looking. So where is our header? Here you can see the header is coming over here. This header is a component. We have created a component of header over here. You can see this is a component. Okay. So now I do not need to have this particular H1, and it is working fine. Okay. It's working absolutely fine. So that is why, and this is how we create components, right? So what I'm doing over here is, let's have a very quick look. What we are doing over here is inside src, you can find a component folder, right? Here I created a file that is known as header.js, and the name could be anything, any variable that you can think of, right? And I give the header.js a capital H, that is by convention if you want to create a component, and that's it. Previously, it was having nothing. I installed an extension that is known as ES7, and with the help of this, I will be able to write RFCE. So it is kind of creating this snippet very, very easily. So what is happening over here is, so it is actually importing React from React, and you just need to create the function. Okay, the function, and the function name should be the file name. Okay, and after that you have the parenthesis. Inside the parenthesis you have the return statement, right? So inside the return statement you have this div, and you are actually exporting this. So exporting means if someone calls this function or this component, it will return all the code from this file to the parent. Okay, so for example, if you need to change this, like for example, say I am a good component. If we save this, you will see it is actually changing over here, and it is very very fast. It do not takes a lot of delay. Okay, so this is how we create any component. Let's have a very quick look how we can create the footer component very quickly, and let's see footer.js. Just inside component, just write footer.js, and that's it. Okay, and now we have this RFCE. Okay, and that's it. And here I need to change like I am a good footer, and that's it. This, and whenever we want a component, we just have to import it. So here we have imported header. Here we will import footer, and we can use the footer component over here. Okay, just save this. Here you will see I am getting that I am a good footer component, right? So this is how exactly React is working, and this is how the component thing in React actually works, right? So just let me know guys in the chat below, like are you able to understand this particular concept, like how we created a component, how we use RFC as the shortcut or the snippet we got, and how we are actually importing it anywhere. You can import it anywhere, wherever you want. Okay, so are you able to understand this thing? If you have any confusion, just let me know. I'm actually looking into the comments, like how exactly it is working. So just let me know if you have any confusion. If most of the people are having the same thing, we can have a very quick look, right? And feel free to share any doubts if you have. Feel free to ask any questions, because no one knows you over here, right? So don't be very shy. Don't be very overthinking, right? So yeah, difference between export default and name default. Okay, so basically this export default is actually exporting this particular function, this particular header function to the component where it is using. Okay, let me get rid of it, and here I'm removing all of this code, so it is kind of looking kind of messy, and I'm actually creating it cleaner. Okay, now it is looking clean, right? Now it is looking better. Here you can see we are actually having the header component and the footer component, right? And all of these two things, all of these two functions or the components are having three common things. One is known as the import React. So this is how we create the React component. We just have to import React from the React. This is the convention way of writing or importing the React in the component. Then it is very simple. We created a function with the name of header function, and inside this we're actually returning. We are actually returning this particular div. Okay, and this export default means that you're actually exporting this function from this current child component to the parent. So the parent component is the component where this component is calling. Like for example, this app.js over here is actually calling the header.js. Okay, so here the parent is app.js and the child is header.js, right? So this is the basics of React, and this particular concept is actually used in different libraries and frameworks as well. Like in Vue, you have this particular concept of components, and in Angular, you also have this kind of thing. So we have these kind of concepts wide across in different in different libraries. So it is likewise, we know if you know one programming language, it have loops, it have function, it have some of the common things. You probably find the same things in other programming languages as well. Similarly, React is very much similar to other libraries. All of them are having component structure as well. Okay, so if you learn React, you will be able to work on any of the frameworks, any of the libraries out there, right? So this is pretty much about the thing. Okay, there are other things like if you learn React, you will be able to work on different libraries, and some of the libraries, like some of the frameworks are made on top of React, like Next.js, Svelte. So these are the things that are made on top of React. So if you learn React, you will be able to work on other technologies as well that might be using in different companies. So in my company, we are actually using some alternative of React, that is Svelte. So it is very very interesting, right? It is very much similar to that. Okay, so that, okay, perfect. Perfect. So now we can go ahead by building uh, the particular project, like what are the things that is needed for today's session, right? So we will be building that. Okay. So for that, what are the things that we needing is, so let me quickly get rid of this. So let's have a quick look, like what are the things that is over here. Let's have a very quick look, like what are the things are we need to build, right? So here you can see we have a top header section where we have this buttons. So this is kind of a dummy buttons right now. We have this main functionality that we have to route, like for left swap, right swipe, right? So we kind of need this kind of functionality. That is the main purpose of today's session, right? So we have this header section, and this header section is having these three things. We'll be also looking into CSS part as well, so we'll be writing that from the scratch. Okay. Then we have this particular card section, that is the selling point for this particular project, and after that we have these buttons that are very very simple to implement, right? So yeah guys, that's pretty much about the project part, and it is very very not very hard project, but you will be able to understand React with this project only, right? So here we have these three components. Then we also need to add a component that is known as card component, or the Tinder card component. Okay. So this is component, and inside this we will be adding Tinder cards.js, right? So let's have a look over here. So if I write RFCE, it kind of create this kind of, and what we need to do is we need to import it. So I need to import Tinder cards. So VS Code makes your development very, very faster. As you can see, like I do not need to write a lot of stuff. It is actually helping me writing that. Okay. So here I need to import. Uh, uh, this is how we actually use any component by putting angle brackets inside the component name, right? This is how we do that. So here you will see where we are actually building the stuff. So here you can see we got these three sections. I am a good component, that is a header section, the Tinder card section, and I'm a good footer, that is a footer section, right? So we'll be having that. So let's have a quick look into the smaller view, because we have to build this particular application for small screens, right? So what we have to do is on the top, we need to have some of the icons, right? As you can see over here, we need to have some icons, right? Like this, we need to have some icons. So for adding these icons, we can do two things, or two, three things are there. Like you can get the code of these icons and put it. But for this particular session, we will be using a library known as Material UI. Material UI. Okay. So this particular library helps us adding styles and these icons, right? So you just need to copy this, and so this is the UI library. Material UI is a UI library, and it offers a comprehensive suite of UI tools to helps you ship your development very faster. Start the Material UI and fully loaded component. So what exactly Material UI is doing is, it is having a ton of components that it is kind of a bootstrap, but for React, right? So it provides you a ton of components, ton of libraries to make your development very very faster. So you just go there, just copy this, okay, and inside the terminal, just say plus sign. You will open a new terminal, and over here just paste it. Okay, just paste it, and it will automatically install the Material UI library, right? So after a few minutes, it will be automatically get installed, right? Perfect. So it is installed, and inside this we need to install icons. Okay, we need to install icons. So where are the icons? So here you can see there are ton of icons, right? There are ton and ton of icons inside this particular Material UI. So it's a huge library. It have approximately 2000 and I think more than that icon. Okay, so here I need to search for two icons. That is, one is profile icon, one is chat icon, right? So these are icons going to be very dummy, so not going to work that way. So we want to get the profile icon. So let me scroll a bit. Profile If I write profile, you will see a ton of profile icons. So you can play around with these icons. Just go there, and for example, if you like some of the icons, like if I want to use icon that is maybe this or maybe this, it is kind of relevant. Just copy this, and that's pretty much it. Okay, that's pretty much it. And after installing this, you need to install another library that is known as material UIM. This library, just copy this particular link. Okay, material UI icons, just copy this. Okay, so after installing that particular npm install, just write npm install. That's it. So this will install all the material UI icons, right? So after this, material UI icons are also installed. Previously, we have installed material UI kit whenever we need to use their library. But here we have installed all the icons. All the 2000 icons that you have seen is now installed in our project. Okay. So basically, now I can directly go and copy this. Okay. And inside this header, I can import it very, very easily. Okay, just paste this, and you can see it is coming right over here. And if you want to use it anywhere, like for example, if you want to use here, just save this, and you will be able to see the icon. So here you can see the icon is coming, and this is the very simple way of adding icons, right? So you can do that as well. You can try this. If you want to add some icons with the help of SVG and stuff like that, you can do, but this is the best way I could find on internet, right? Other thing that I want to add is like chat icon, chat. Okay, so I think which will work, like for example, this will work. So if I save this, and we have this, not over here, I have to import it at the top, always import it on the top, and over here, just save this. Okay, so you will find that the chat icon is also coming. The chat icon is also coming. I think it is a little bit big, so I want to switch it to some other chat icon, like maybe this forum icon. So if you save this, I want to remove this icon. Yeah, you can play around with these values, and it is totally up to you. Like I kind of a little bit choosing this particular part. So yeah, so you can see we are getting this, and we also need the Tinder icon, right? You can see over here we need a Tinder icon. So for that we have something over here. So I think we have something like this. So here I will be sharing like all of these resources after the session. So you will be having all of these things after the session. Okay. So I want some image. I want an image. So inside this, I want an SRC, and inside this, save this. Okay. So let's have a look like how exactly now it is working. Oh, okay. So I think it is actually very, very big. It is actually very, very big. You can see it is actually got very, very big, right? So it's a very huge image that we are using over here, right? So we have to give it a style that is pretty okay. We will fix that in a while, right? So here you can see we are actually given these top things, top elements we have already given, right? So now let's have a look like how we can style it, right? So I want to give the font size. So I want to give the font size, right? I could increase the size. So I need to give the font size to be large. Okay. And this particular font size need to be large as well. So this will increase the size of icons, right? This will increase the size of icons a little bit. Okay. So this is one thing that we need to know. And what else do we have? Then the header icons. I want to give it a class name. So inside JSX, so here we are not writing HTML. We do not call it like HTML. This is known as JSX. Okay. And inside JSX, you write class equals to class name. Okay. So just need to give the class name to maybe whichever class that, for example, here I'm using header icons. Icons. Okay. So you can play with like you can use any of the classes, right? It's totally up to you. So I think that's pretty much it, I guess. Last name to be header icon. Just let me know, guys, if you have any doubts, any suggestions, anything. Just let me know. Yeah, I will be providing you the whole code. You can have a look after this session. I will be putting this into the GitHub. You will be getting all the code that we are actually building right now, right? So yes, okay. Just let me know, guys, like if you are actually stuck in anywhere, if you have any doubts, just let me know. What is that class name? So what exactly class name is? So if you want to categorize some of the elements, if you want to categorize, like I want to categorize this and this, I just give it a class name. Okay. And after giving it a class name, I can give it a style using these class names. After a second, we'll be having a look into that part. Okay. So basically, this is class name, and is there anything that we need to give? Okay, I think that's pretty much it. Okay, okay, I think I need to give it a class name over here, and I will give like app header or Tinder header. Tinder, the header. Okay. Oh, them class yours keyword NJS. Okay, so this is the class name. Like in JSX, we use class name instead of class because JSX is a language. Like it kind of use it if when it's encounter class, that means the actual class of the programming language. So it kind of get confused. So that is why using class we actually give class name. Okay, so now we have to add styles. So now let's see how we can add styling in JavaScript or in this particular React component. Okay, so how we can do that? So that is very easy. We just need to create a file. Like for example, we are working in header. We just need to create a file called header.css. That's pretty much it. And how we can link it? That is also very easy. We just have to import it. Okay, we just have to import it. For example, I want to target this particular Tinder card. Okay, I just give Tinder. Okay, and give it a background color so that you can understand like how I am giving it a background color to aqua. Okay, if we save this and to link it, it is very easy. Like you just have to write import colon and dot header dot js. That's pretty much it. So this is how we kind of link stuff. So here you can see the header is getting the aqua color and it is very huge. We do not like it, right? So we have to change it a little bit, right? So by this, you can understand how we can link CSS with the JavaScript file inside the React component, right? So this is one thing. And now what we have to do is we kind of need to have target dot Tinder header img. That means I want to target img, right? So here I want to target ing tag. Okay, so what are the things that I want to give to img is like the height to be 50 pixel so that it could fix the height. So here you can see the height got fixed. Okay, and it is now looking like a header kind of. Okay, not exactly, but kind of it is looking like a header. And object fit to be maybe contain, like this is one property, you can have a look, contain. Okay, this is how we fix the header or the header image, right? Now let's have a look like what are the things that we need to give is like for example, the header icon, I want to give it a padding to be header icon. I want to give the header icon, right? So a padding to be maybe 20 pixel, and that's it. So yeah, but what we want is we want these things at the center, but it is actually lying on the left side. So for doing that, we have a very interesting thing that is known as flexbox. So what we want to do is we want to give it a display of flex. Okay, and we just need to justify content space between. Okay, and what we want is align item center. Okay, what else do we want? We do not need any border, but yeah, let's have a look like how exactly it is looking now. Okay, so here you can see it is kind of looking exactly what we want to make. Here you can see. Okay, so here you can see it is now looking what exactly we want, and how we do that with the help of Flexbox. And it is very important in terms of your interviews. Interviewers are actually looking for Flexbox if they want to ask you any CSS question. It is very important. If you do not know, it is a very important thing, and it will make your development very faster. Flexbox is amazing. Okay, so we want to give it a padding. So currently it is actually at the topmost and residing on the left corner and the right corner. But we want the padding to be maybe of 20 pixel, for example. So now it is kind of looking better, right? So it is kind of get at the center and a spacing from the outside, right? So here we are using padding. What else do we want? Do we need any border? I don't think like we need any borders. So this is the part that we have just covered about the header and the component of the header, right? Just let me know, guys, like if you're actually stucking anywhere, if you have any confusion, just let me know. Justify content space around. Yes. Can we use grid also? We can use grid also, but you have to set the grid and you have to give the gaps and stuff like that. So I find Flexbox more flexible, so that's why we are using Flex. But you can try a grid as well. But for this option, I would say Flexbox would work, I think, in a good manner. So, but yeah, you can try. You can definitely try. You should try actually. This will makes you learn more, and you will understand like which is good, which is not working that way. So it's a good thing. Um, will you work on chat also, or just design? This is going to be the just design because chat might takes time to implement. And if you want, we can work on the chat section maybe later. Just let me know in the chat below, like can we extend this particular project later? But in today's session, we will be focusing the basics of React and how exactly the components are working. Yes, absolutely. I am going to share the code in front of you, like in my repository. So yes, absolutely. Just let me know, guys, if you have any questions, any doubts, just let me know. Can we go ahead, guys? Later we can work on chat part as well, and we can create some production level, it kind of work for user as well. Like we can make it. Definitely, it will work. Yeah, right. So this is thing that we have created. But here one thing that I've added, one option that I've added is like it is having this particular. Here you can see it is kind of adding like it is having a button like structure. Like if you hover to this, it is kind of working like a button, right? So we need to add this kind of thing as well, right? We need to add something like this. Okay, so if we reduce the size and inspect it, so we kind of need to make it like a button. It kind of looks good actually, right? So it is very easy. We have another component. So we have another component inside this that is known as icon button. Okay, so we have another component that is known as icon button. We just need to import it. So this is header, this is header.js. I think this is here. We are having this icon. Okay, not like this. We just need to import icon button. Okay, I think this will work. And if we give the icon button, okay, perfect. And we do not want this. Okay, perfect. So what I'm doing is I'm quickly showing you that it's okay that you not been able to catch it. But yeah, so basically what I'm doing over here is we have a component outside that I'm wrapping my uh, person icon component, right? So this component helps us creating that particular button effect, right? If we go back and you can see over here, it is kind of looking like a button. So this is the current application we are working on, right? So now it is looking like a button, right? So now it is looking better. Okay, so yeah, that's it. and I think we need to give the class, and we just cut it from here and paste it over here. Let's see how exactly it will look, and font size to be large. Save this. Let's have a look like now how it is looking. The same way it is kind of working way, right? So what I'm doing over here is I kind of wrap the icons that we are using previously inside the icon button. It will make sure icons looking like a button. It feels like a button, right? So we are doing that particular thing right over here. So again, I'm doing same thing over here. Icon button. Okay, and I want to move it from here to the top. Okay. So just wrap it. Just wrap it. It will work amazingly. Okay. Uh, 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 what we want. Okay, this same class I want to give to parent. That's it. These are the things that you need to change to make it look like a button. Okay. So this is the thing that you should be needing right now. Okay. So with this, we are able to complete the header section of our Tinder application. And that is very interesting that we just created a header section. And it is not just a simple HTML we have created. It is a component that we have used, and we can use this particular component n number of times. Like for example, if you are using over here, you can use it multiple times. In single line you will be having all of these components, and you can use these things very easily wherever you want, right? That is why components are very interesting, because you can repeat it again and again. It is giving you the reusability functionality, right? So by this we will be able to complete the header section. And now the question is like how we can create the Tinder cards. Okay. So before making the Tinder card, let's have a quick look like how we can create the footer section, because it is going to be very easy. And after that we will be looking into Tinder cards, like how exactly Tinder cards are working. So to create that, we just need to create this particular thing. Okay. So we need to create this particular part very easily, and it is not going to be very hard. Okay. It is very easy. Okay. So for that, we will be needing some things. Okay. So inside components, I want to go to footer.js, right? So here I'm going to write my code. Okay. So here, so currently guys, we are actually creating the footer of the application like this. Okay, like this. We'll be creating the footer for this application, right? So here I am a good footer is kind of get replaced with this kind of buttons, right? And how to create that, we will be looking into this part. Okay. So what we need to import is, we need to first create a file that is known as footer.css, and we can easily import it. Import dot slash footer dot css, and that's it. That's it. How we can do that. So for that particular thing, we need couple of icons that is coming from Material UI. Okay. So these are icons are actually coming from Material UI. So basically, I just need to go over here, import replay icon. Not this one. I need to import uh, replay icon from this favorite icon. Not, I want to import. Import is done. Close icon from close. Then star wait, star icon. Not this. UI. Let's have a quick look like how exactly these icons are working, right? So where is my header? So there we go. So these are coming from material UI icons. So I think I need to copy this from somewhere. So I have the code for this particular code over here. So here I can copy this code, right? So I'll be providing you all of these icons and all of the stuff that we are using over here. So for the footer button, we have ton of icons, right? So I'm actually copying the icons from here. Like it is kind of taking a little bit of time. So we to save the time, I'm actually copying it from here. You can directly use it when I will be sharing you the code. So you can directly use it from there, right? You just need to copy this and paste in your particular project, and yeah, that's pretty good, right? So now I need to import all of these icons, right? So what I want to do is I want to have icon button. Okay, so icon button will create the button effect as we have seen right now, right? So here you can see icon button. We have close button. Okay, I'm getting very quickly. Okay. And this is done with the help of GitHub Copilot. So it is kind of helping me a lot when I'm developing stuff. Okay, so you can try that as well, right? Flash icon. Okay, perfect. So this is very simple that we have done just right now in the header section. We just have the outer covering, or we are actually wrapping the actual icon outside the icon button component. So it is kind of giving you the click effect, right? So that is why we are using it over here. Okay. So let's have a quick look. Are we able to add all the 5 icons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, perfect. So let's have a quick look into the application that we just created. So it kind of throwing us an error that where it is, footer.js cannot find footer.js. Oh, so there might be some spelling mistake, like it asking for footer.js. Okay, yeah, perfect. It is working. So basically, I just put small f for footer.css. But yeah, so yeah guys, here you can see I'm getting the all the buttons right here, right? So I'm able to get all the buttons right here. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to get uh, the font size to be large. That means uh, the icons are going to be larger now, right? So basically what will happen, if you go over here and give the style to be font size to be large, and copy this and paste it everywhere. Okay, we paste it everywhere. If we paste it over here as well, if we paste it over here, if we paste it over here. Okay, so now the icons of our icons are going to be a little bit larger. Okay, it is kind of larger now. Okay, so now it is looking better. Now what we want is we want to align them at the center. Now we want to align them in the center. So I want to give it a class. I want to give the parent a class, maybe bottom buttons. This is the class that I've given. Okay, and I want to align them. Just copy this, and inside this footer.js, I will be giving the styling to this part. Okay, so the things that we are needing is that I want to give it a width to be 100%. Okay, 100%. Then I want the display to be flex. Then we want justify content to be evenly, and here you go. So here my buttons are looking evenly distinguished, right? Now it is looking better actually. Okay, so this is how it is looking, but still it is not at the bottom. We want them at the bottom. So can anybody guess and suggest me like which style I should give to put anything fixed at the bottom? So can anybody tell me in the chat below, like what is the thing that we can use to fix it at the bottom? Just let me know in the chat below, like which property of the CSS we use. Just let me know in the chat below, like which property I should give. So I'm quickly writing it over here. So I need to give the position to be fixed. Fixed position, perfect. Great. The answer is correct. And from the bottom, I want it to be maybe 40 pixel, for example. I want it to be 40 pixel. Yeah, it is kind of looking at the right place. Or if you want that, then like let's keep it like this only, right? Now what we want is we need to give a different style to every of these button so that we can give the colors to them, right? So it is going to be very simple. I'm quickly giving that. Just let me know, like if you feel like it is getting very faster, just let me know. Okay. So what I want to do is, inside this I will be giving them a class. Okay. So here I'm going to give class, there also, there, because we have five buttons. So I want to give the five different classes, and I want to give the bottom. I want to give it like the first one is replay. Okay. The second one is for close, close. The third one is for maybe star, star. The fourth one is for favorite, and the last one is for flash. So these are the classes that I have given to them. Okay. Now I will be quickly styling them. Now it will not take very much time, so we can have a look into the styling part. Okay. So just let me know, like whenever you actually stuck anywhere, just let me know. If you want me to explain any of the property, I will be quickly explaining you that. But yeah, just let me know in the chat below. Okay. um okay, so basically here in the bottom button we want something called as first of all I want to target the replay. Okay, so replay, and what I want to do is I want to give it a background color to be white. Okay. And outside this I want the box shadow to be maybe not this, like I want to give something else. Okay, so I want to do something else, that is background color, not background color, padding. I want to give some paddings into the button. Okay, I want to give some padding to the button. That would be like 3 view and important. Like in React, it kind of overrides your CSS sometimes. That is why I'm using important, so that my CSS is more prior than others, right? And then I'm giving the box shadow. Box shadow is very important, like 0 pixel, 10 pixel, 30 pixel, and 0 pixel, RGBA, and I want the color to be 0, 0, 0, 0, and zero point 0.3. Okay, so yeah, if we have a look like how exactly my button is looking, so you can see over here it is kind of looking like this, right? So if you want some padding more, view width, so now it is working fine. So now it is looking better. Okay, so it is kind of looking good. And what else do we need is I want the color. I want to give it a color, and this which color I want for the first one is the gray. So I do not need to give it any color. So I think this is okay, I guess. Okay, so I need to give it maybe let's give it a color called maybe pink. Okay, let's give it a color to be pink. Let's have a look like how exactly my application is looking. So you can see over here it is having the pink color, and similar thing we have to give to other buttons as well. 1 2 3 4 5, right? So this is for replay, and we want to give a color for close. Okay, so the close might be having a red color, red, blue, green, purple, right? So we'll be giving the same color. So this is red. Okay, and whichever color that you want, you can play with these values, so it kind of get adjusted. Okay, so for example this is it. If you want to give the color to star, and it should be look like, just play with these values, and you will get a better option, right? And for star we are done with star. Now we want to give the favorite. So now we want to get the favorite. So favorite would be maybe green. Okay. So you can play around with these values. Like it is not very much related to React, but we have to complete our project. We have to learn exactly how these things are working. That is why we are doing that. Okay. So if you're coming from the last session, then you might have learned about the basics of HTML and CSS. So we created the project, right? So it is kind of similar to that part. Okay. So it is okay, perfect. So let's have a look like how exactly our buttons are looking, and exactly this is what we actually wanted, right? You can see over here, it is kind of having the button effect, right? From here, so it is kind of looking good now, right? So this is what we have replicated from the original application that we have built and that we are trying to build. Okay, so this is header, this is footer, and these are the properties that I've given, right? So just let me know, guys, in the chat below, like if you have any questions, any doubts, any queries, just let me know. Otherwise, we will be looking and moving forward to the swipe effect of the React, right? Just let me know in the chat below, like, is it okay? Can we go ahead? Or if you have any doubts, just let me know. Just have a look into your doubts. If it is clear, just say yes very quickly. We have to make the session very, very faster. Go ahead. Perfect. Can we go ahead, guys? Just say in the chat below very quickly. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being so much concentrated. Like we have still have more than 200 folks along with us, right? So by the end of this, you will be having a kind of a dummy clone, but still you will be able to learn React. Not, I'm not saying it is the from this scratch to the advanced level, but this is a fundamental thing that you should be knowing. If the fundamentals are clear, then you can definitely advance it anytime. So at AccioJobs, we actually teach React from the scratch to the advanced level. So if you are interested, if you want to get started your career, then you can check out AccioJob as well, right? So, but in today's session, we will be covering React from the scratch, from the very basic, and it is not that very hard. If you're stuck anywhere, just let me know. We can have a very quick look. Okay. Okay. Perfect. So yeah, guys. So now the interesting part. Now why we are here? That is because we need to implement the effect of swipe, right? So now we have to create that card effect, right? So to create that card effect, we kind of need another dependency. Okay, we kind of need a dependency, or you can say a library. Just save this. So I will be providing you all of these, like all of these things. This dependency, or you can say this library, we are actually needing. So there is someone like us have created a library, maybe Tinder clone uh, slide npm package. There is someone that have already created effect like the swipe effect for you, so that you will not be able to write it from the scratch. So it have done very, very amazingly over here. So basically, this particular effect, you do not need to write it. The code that actually makes it more flexible, like you can move it like this. You do not need to write it. It is already written, and we can very quickly, in a click of a second, we will be implementing that very, very easily, right? So we do not need to write the logic for this. Okay, it is not required. We just need to implement it because someone have already written. So we do not encourage to writing and iterating again and again, right? So we have this kind of library, and this is an npm library, right? You can see over here, it is an npm library, and that is why we need Node, because Node helps us in getting the npm, and npms install all of these dependencies, all of these libraries. So that is why it is very, very important, right? So if you go over here and just copy it, might not work, but if you just have a look into this, it will also kind of brings the dependencies, if it, if this particular package have any. So by pasting this particular by having this particular library, you will be able to have all of these kind of, you can say, all of these flavor of left and right swipe very easily, right? So you do not need to write the code again and again. Okay, so what we want to do is, if we want to come over here and inside this Tinder cards, we have this Tinder cards, right? So we need to create the Tinder cards. Okay, so yeah, so we have installed the dependency that helps us in the swipe feature, but we have to create the card at least, right? So just let me know guys in the chat below, like which type of Tinder you wanted to make. So I created a Tinder for my favorite cartoons. So let me know in the chat below, like which is your favorite kind of Tinder, like for persons, like for cards you want to create a Tinder, food could be a good Tinder. Like just let me know, like which type of Tinder can that we can make. The programming language, can we do that? Like types of programming language, just let me know in the suggestion, like what type of pictures, or the what type of person do you want in this Tinder, this particular Tinder. Cartoons, okay, we have implemented it. So okay, for food we can have a look. Just let me know, like I will be picking a one option from all of these, um, which is going to be come again and again. So in the regular basis, can we add our image? Yes, absolutely, we can add our image. Nature is good. Avengers, okay, that is also amazing. um okay, let's have a look, like what are the things, like snap icon, profile icon, yes, wrong language, animes, okay, friends, okay, okay, but cool. So I think we can go ahead with maybe cars, right? Because I'm not very much into like other fields, like I'm not very much have a knowledge of other fields, so I might be less aware of other fields, but yeah, we can have a look into cars at least, right? So we'll be creating a Tinder for cars. So carder, tin cars, Tinder cards, so yeah, you can name it anything that you want, right? So I want to create this particular Tinder application for Tinder cards, right? Or the cars that are present on Tinder. You can left swipe and right swipe the cars. Okay. So if you are interested into cars, if you have any kind of dream or any kind of car that you want to buy somewhere, just let me know in the chat below. I will be bringing all of those cars in this particular application. Just let me know in the chat below. Okay. So just let me know in the chat below, like which is your favorite car. We will be adding your favorite car inside this, right? So we have installed the Tinder card, and to implement that, we kind of make a list. Okay. So first of all, let me import. So someone have Tesla, someone have Rolls Royce, Mustang, Tesla, Rolls Royce, Mustang, Captain America, BMW X7, perfect. Toyota, okay, that's pretty good. No one Ferrari, okay, Captain America, Mustang, okay, we'll add Captain America as well. Okay, so good cards, okay, perfect, cool guys. So basically the dependency that we have installed, where is that? If we open this, so we have this dependency that is known as React Tinder cards, right? So to import this, we just have to write import Tinder cards, okay, React Tinder cards, okay. We need to import this thing. This is pretty much about the Tinder cards that we just having, right? So this is the dependency that we have created, right? Now what we want is, we want to create a list of that card, okay, the name and the image URL, right? So we want to create that thing, okay. So we want to create a list of the items, and this is how we create it, like, so inside JavaScript default, we kind of have some variables like name equals to AccioJob, okay. So this is by default we create inside JavaScript, right? So if we just write it over here, like name, okay, we just write over here, so you can see the AccioJob is coming, right? So how it is coming? Because we have written the name over here and we are getting the name over here, right? That's it. But in React, we have something called as hooks. We have a concept of hooks. Okay, so hooks are function that can be used in React component. Okay, if we have something else over here, so what exactly hooks are doing? So hooks helps you do a lot of things. Like for example, you can create your variables into hooks, and so for example, if your variables are getting changed, it automatically get updated in all the places. We have another hook that is use effect that is popularly used, and how it works is, like for example, you want to kind of render something again if something got changed. So if that something got changed, the particular component get render again. So we have something called as hooks inside React, right? So if you want the detailed session like of the basic fundamental of React, just let me know in the chat below, or you can write it on the form as well, that you want some basics of React as well. We will be covering React only there, the whole React from the scratch from there, right? So we can have that as well. Okay, just let me know in the chat below, like can we have that thing or not, where we'll be discussing React from the scratch, from the very fundamental. All these concepts we will be covering that. But in this part, we want to create something called as state. Okay, so here I want to create a state for my cards. So set cards. Okay, basically what exactly state is? So state is, you can think it of a like a variable, but the states, like here this is the state. So in React, states are kind of a variable, but a special type of variable. Okay, so you cannot change cards like this, like testing. You cannot change like this, right? This is not the right behavior. So to change anything, we use set function. Okay, so we are not going to use all of these things. So we not going deeper dive into it, right? So what we want to do is, we want to create a list. We want to create a list of cars. Okay, so here I'm getting Tesla. Okay, and I am putting the URL of the Tesla. So which Tesla you want? Like which Tesla? Like Model X, Model Y? Which is your favorite? Like I like Tesla uh, truck. Cybertruck is amazing. So let's have a look. Like it is kind of really good actually. So let's have a look. Let's have this particular thing. Okay, just copy this image and paste it over here, right? So this is one image. So this is one item got added inside the cart, right? So another item that we want is name BMW, and we might need the URL. Okay, so let's have some. Maybe in BMW we have i8. Is there any good card as well? BMW i8. For example, we need this. So I think this is looking gorgeous. So let's copy this image address. Okay, and paste it over here. Okay, so this is another card that we have added in Mercedes. Okay, now let's talk about like hypercars. Name is Lycan. Access Lycan. Okay. So Lycans are very amazing. Lycan for sport. So you have might have seen this car in maybe in some of the movie of Fast and Furious. So it is one of the most beautiful car on the planet. So yeah, you can add anything. Like I am creating a Tinder for cars. You can create it for anywhere. Like you can create a Tinder for your animals, maybe for something that you want, right? So I'm creating it for cars. Okay, it's totally up to you. We will be adding a few things only, right? Okay. So Porsche 911, Porsche 911. Which one is looking good? Like for example, this one. Okay. Let's copy this image and save this. Oh, not this. Copy image address. Okay. So I have created a list of folks and the list of items that I want uh, in my Tinder, right? But now we'll be seeing like how exactly and what are the things that we need to do, and how we can create the left and right swap, right? So this is not going to be very hard. We need to give some of the styling and it will work amazingly, right? So inside this div, I want to do one thing that is known as like I want to give this map function. Okay, I want to map the cars and I'm getting car. Okay, and that's it. And what I want to do is I want to give the Tinder card. Okay, that's it. And inside this Tinder card, I want to give the div. I'm quickly explaining you like what are the things that I'm doing over here. Okay, I'm doing over here is car name, and what I'm doing over here is I'm giving the background color. Okay, perfect. So I think it should work now. Let's have a quick look. Like, is it broken or something like this? Where it might got broken. Let's have a look. Uh, uh, mm, Return. We have return over here. So I think this is not required. Um, I think there is something that I got missed. Okay, so let me comment this. I will be adding thing from the scratch. Okay, perfect. Okay, I'll be writing it again. Like it might take time to debug this, so I will be creating it again. Okay, so cars dot map. Okay, I'm mapping all the cards that are coming inside it, and what I want to do is I want to give it like this. Okay. Inside this, I want to do one thing is that I want to give the Tinder cards, and here I want to get the Tinder cards, right? Uh, 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 I want to kind of get rid of it only. It should work. It should work. Why it is saying that division have no corresponding closing tag? Oh yeah, we need it. We need that. I think that was the error that we are getting right. So here you can see we are not getting the cards, but yeah, it is working fine, right? So what I want to do is like inside this, we want to give it an H3, H3, and inside this, we want to give it the name to be dot name. Okay. So let's have a look. Like, are we getting the car name? Yes, we are getting the car name over here, right? What we want over here is we want to give it a style. We want to give it a background color. Okay. We want to give it a background. We want to give it a style, and okay. So we are putting the background over here. Okay. So we are putting the background over here, and here you can see we are adding this particular thing. So the kind of left and right swipes are added, and you can see over here what I'm doing is like I'm left swiping, upper swiping, down swiping. It is working fine. It is working absolutely fine, right? So yeah, that's it. So what I have done over here is, so let's have a quick look. So here I am mapping the cars. I'm mapping the cars, and each car is getting inside the Tinder card, right? So what I'm doing over here is, what I'm doing over here is, so inside this, I created a div, and inside this, I'm giving the car dot name. So this car dot name is coming from here, right? So each car is actually getting selected, and it is coming over here. And if you're very new to this syntax, I would say just try and hands on to it, and like you can kind of get the memory out of it. Like you kind of get remember all of these things when you're actually typing it. If something is actually looking a little new, then if you're actually typing and building it, you kind of getting the instinct like how exactly it is working, right? So this is how we are getting this, right? So we actually got the cards, and we actually got the swipe feature as well. Okay, we actually got all of these things, and it is not that hard. Okay, so now we just need to fix the sizing and the stuff, and we just have to give the basic styling, and that's pretty much it for the project. And and it is not that very hard. Okay, So let me, and you can try other things like I created a Tinder for cars. You can try and build something for anything, like for bikes, for food, maybe for anything like places. You can try anything, like, right. McLaren are more beautiful. Yes, McLarens are amazing. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So we created something that will help us, right? So we need to give some styling to the Tinder cards, that it kind of you can restrict some things, like I want to I want to give it a class. We class swipe. Key is also very very important. Okay, when we are actually looking into, and prevent swipe. So these functionalities like prevent swipe will actually prevent it from swiping to up and down, because in Twitter we just have left and right swipe, and we do not have up and down swipe. So we are actually restricting up and down swipe. You can make something like you can restrict left and right swipe and you just have up and down swipe. That is also possible, but you have this parameter that you can select over here and just save this, and by this you will not be able to swipe it up. You are not being able to swipe it down, but it can swipe it on the left and swipe it on the right, right? So this is how we actually restricted it. Okay, and key is very very important. When we are actually looping through any of the component again and again, we always and should try to give it a key. And here the key name, key is the key name. So key name are very very important when we are actually rendering a couple of components again and again. Like here we are actually rendering Tinder cards again and again. So that is why we should give it a key, and it is very important. Like this particular same concept is all over, like in Vue, in Svelte, and all the programming or the frameworks that you have, right? So yeah, in 5 or 10 minutes, like in 10 more than 10 minutes, we will be able to complete the session, and we'll be able to having the actual working of these kind of cars, right? So we'll be having a look into how we can create it, right? So now what we want is, I want to give it a class name to be maybe card container, right? Card container. Is there anything that I need to give? Is no, I think that's pretty okay. So after a few minutes, we will be able to complete it, and then we will be looking into some of the doubts that we have, and we can add something. We can add that as well, right? So what we want to do is over here. Let me quickly close all of the tabs that are unnecessary. Open. Okay. So here we come, and I need to add something like we need to add a style.css, right? Tinder cards.css, right? If save this. Okay, so this is how we actually created it, and I need to import it as well, right? Importing is very very important. So we need to import that is Tinder cards is imported. Okay, so now we have to give them the style. Okay, so let me open this on the right side so that we can actually look into the classes, right? So what are the things that we need to give is, the first style that we want to give is to the header, or to the card container. Okay. Need to give it on the card container, and let me quickly verify this that we are using same thing or not. So let's save this, copy this. Perfect. Card container. Perfect. So what we want over here is, we want to give it a height of 80 view height. Okay. We want to give it a height of 80 view height. Okay. I will be looking into this again and again so that we can have a look like how exactly it is looking now, right? We need to display it as flex. Okay, and just let me know guys in the chat below, like if you have any question to us, just say. Swiping feature come through Tinder cards. Yes, 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 the swiping feature is coming from Tinder cards. Swiping features again please. Okay, swiping feature, let's have a quick look like how we added that. Okay, how we added that, that's a very interesting concept in itself, right? So let me comment this particular part, and let's build this from the scratch so that we can understand how exactly these things are working. Just let me know like if there is any background noise coming from my side because there is some event outside, so not sure like how these things are working, right? So what I want to do is I want to have a lot of Tinder cards, right? So here you will see we have this. This is something known as Tinder card library that we have installed right now. Okay, that we have gone through over this. This is that particular library, and we are getting it in the form of Tinder card, right? So what I want to do is I want to iterate through all of my cards. Okay, so we have 4 cars right now. So one is Tesla, BMW, Lycan, and Porsche, right? So I have to iterate through it. So there is a function that is known as map, cars.map. So what it is doing is it is kind of picking every single uh, element and put it inside this car thing, right? And if I want to console it, like if I want to like for example I want to give it a name. Okay, so basically here the car is getting name and URL, both the things. Okay, so we can get name and URLs directly over here. Car.name, we can get it directly get it. So here you can see we are getting the car name to be very simple. So what is happening over here is, so this car map is actually iterating through all the elements, and each element is known as car, and each car is having the name, right? So we are getting this. So what do we want is we want a component that is called as Tinder card, actually rendering again and again. And here inside it, we want something called as a division tag. Okay, we want a division, and inside this we want the car name. Okay, we want the car name. Okay, so here it is looking, and we can move it, we can remove it, we can remove it, we can remove it anywhere. Okay, so this is how it is working. So anything inside the Tinder card component is kind of removable. You can remove it left, right, here and there. It is totally working, right? So this is how exactly Tinder card is working. And you can put anything like currently I just put the name. You can put something like background image as well. Okay. Background image, maybe background image this. So you will be getting something like this. You're getting this. Okay. You're getting this. Now the background image is also coming. So using styles, we will be fixing this thing. We will be fixing all of these things with the help of styles, so that it will look like a card, and everything will not show at a time. Only at a time, only single item should be showing, right? So we'll be creating this thing right now. Okay. So is that clear, guys? Just let me know in the chat below. Like, is that particular part of Tinder card is clear? Just let me know in the chat below. Is it clear? Yeah, we'll be looking into like how we can make it coming one by one right now. Like after this, after using styling, we will be doing it very, very easily, very, very seamlessly. So can we go ahead, guys, with the styling part? That is the most important part for this section. So how to undo the swipe if we mistakenly swipe them either. So in this particular part, we'll be not being able to undo that, but yeah, we can add that as well. Like you can have a look into documentation, but you can try that, and maybe later we can add that particular undo function as well. But yeah, it have a really good documentation, so this will help us understand like how we can add some of the features like this. But currently our main target is to create the card effect that we are actually looking for, how we can make it one next to each other, right? We'll be looking into that part. Okay, so let's style this component. Okay, so where were we? So we have this Porsche is good. Okay, so what we want is we want to style it. Let me quickly get rid of this because it need to add some of the parameters. But yeah, here is the same thing. Extra thing that we have added over here is I just given that Tinder card class name to be swipe. Key is also required, like whenever we are actually iterating like this particular component is rendering, or you can say used multiple times. So we should distinguish each component with the help of this key. It is actually needed. Okay. And after that, we kind of preventing the swipe from top, up and down. Okay, so now the left and right swipe will work, up and down will not work, right? So you can restrict left and right, you can use up and down. That is totally up to you which application you want. That is totally up to you. I'm using left and right swipe, so that is totally up to you which kind of use case you have. Okay, so we are good, we are actually good to go. Okay, now let's style this amazing application. Let's style this particular application, and let's start with card container. So here I'm copying this, save this, and I want to give it a height of 80 view height. 80 view height. Okay. Then we want to give it a display to be flex. And what do we want? Justify content to center, align item to center. Center, save this. Let's have a look. Okay. So now all of these things, all of these images are coming like this, right? This is not the expected behavior that we want, right? This is not the expected behavior. So we are actually styling that part as well. Okay, just let me know whenever you want me to explain any of the thing, just let me know in the chat below. Feel free to share, and I'm actually looking to chat. Sometime it might got missed, but I will be trying that. No doubts will be get missed, right? So let me know in the chat below, like if you stuck anywhere, just feel free to share. Okay, and also guys, like if you're actually attending this session, just take the picture of this session, just post it on LinkedIn, just tag AccioJob and my profile. My name is Omraj Sharma. I'm a software engineer at Wheelseye, and you can connect with me on LinkedIn as well. And just tag this session. Just take the picture. Just take the picture and post it on GitHub if you are actually posted on LinkedIn, Twitter, wherever you are actually active. And if this session is actually providing any kind of value, just share with other people like what exactly you are doing. This will help you in building a brand, and also help us know like how many folks are actually connected with us. Okay, so feel free to share that, and it is actually very insightful if you can share that on other platforms. It is actually very appreciated. Okay, perfect. So now what we want to do is we want to give the card a styling. Okay, we want to give the card a styling, and what do we want? The position to be relative. Okay, so where our card? We did not give any card. Uh, 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 so where is the card property? I think this is the card property, right? So now we have to style this particular card property, right? Now we have to give it a width to be maybe 600 pixel. That is totally up to you, like how many pixel that you want, depending on like max width to be 8 preview width. Okay. And what do we want is max width is done. Height we have to set, that is 50 pixel, 500 view height. 500 view height is the height. Padding to be 20 pixel. Okay, and don't feel guys like I'm very smart at CSS, and I'm actually very good at it. I have tested these values in my previous project, like when I was playing with these values. So this is some of the optimal values that I could find on internet, and I find this particular application to be best at these values, right? So I'm putting all of these values, taking the reference, right? So I do not remember all of these values, so that is totally up, that is totally okay that if you do not remember all of these things, because it is not expected from any engineer to learn all of these things, right? So you can try and play around with these values. That is pretty okay. Okay, so we have given the padding. We also need to give the border radius to be maybe uh, 20 pixel. That is totally optional. 20 pixel is done. What do we want is background size. So okay. So I think we should also work on whole React from the scratch. All the concepts. I think map is work like for loop. Yes, it is kind of a loop. It is kind of a loop that it is kind of picking every, like it is kind of a for each loop, like kind of, not exactly, but it is kind of that that it is actually picking each element, and it is kind of putting each element inside this car variable, and we are using these each element using this. So yeah, okay. So we need to give the background size to cover. Okay, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. um, we'll be having a look into that part as well. Okay, then we are actually giving the background position to be center, and box shadow. Box shadow is also very important, and it will give a really good box shadow effect, right? So we want a 0 pixel, 20 pixel, uh, maybe 60 pixel, 0 pixel, RG, RGBA. So we need to give the style to be 0, 0, 0, and zero point 0.3. Okay. If we save this, let's have a look how exactly our this thing is working. Okay, so it is not looking very good actually. It is not getting it. We save this. Okay, now it is getting it. Okay, so here you can see our application is kind of looking good. I'm actually very much impressed that it is actually working great actually. Like I'm getting all of my favorite cars in a single place. So all of my cards are actually right swiped, and yes, it is working fine. Okay, but it is still not the right way, right? It is actually getting collected in a single panel, in a single row, right? So it is not exactly the right behavior that we wanted. Okay, this is not exactly what we wanted. Okay, so we have to do something, and that is pretty okay. So what we have to do is we have to give the swipe this particular class a position to be absolute, position to be absolute. Okay, and let's have a look. And this is the only property that will help you getting the single picture, right? If we save this, you can see over here we are getting one single picture only, and you can see it is having a good shadow effect. Okay, if I'm removing it on the right, right, and right, and right, it is kind of the actual effect that we wanted, and it is not that hard. We just used some of the properties, like some of the libraries and a few css, and our application is running absolutely fine. So is that very satisfying, isn't it? Like is that are you able to like it? Like do you like this particular application, like how exactly it is working? These are some of my favorite cars I created it for me. Just let me know, like which is you are going to create for your own scenario. Like if you like something, just create it for that. Okay, so I created something like this for my particular thing, right? And these things are actually dummy, but our application is kind of using the card effect now effectively, right? So it is not that very hard. We just need to understand. If you have any stuck anywhere, like if you want me to explain any of the part, just let me know. And if it is looking great, just let me know that as well. Like if it is looking amazing, just let me know. Like I actually fall in love with this because I did not expect it like it will look like this, but it is actually looking amazing. Just let me know, like are you liking it? Like is that looking amazing or not? Okay, the let's have a look. Okay, 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 that's a great time. That's a great time that we have. Just looking great. Okay, perfect. That's pretty good. Okay, yeah, it is. I think it is not that hard. Actually, we completed this, um, and this is very simple. Like, isn't it? Like we just use some of the things, very very simple thing, and it is very easy. But if you are actually implementing this particular left and right side, then it is kind of a nightmare actually. but due to the community, due to the support of the community, we are able to do it very very easily, right? So I'm actually loving my application. I'm actually going to deploy it very very soon, right? I'm quickly showing you like how I can do that in a while. But yeah, before that, I will like to add some changes. Like everyone have loved it, and just let me know, like guys, like on which particular topic you are going to create your Tinder. So I created my Tinder for my cars. Just let me know in the chat below, like on which topic you want to create your Tinder. Can we change that background to black? Yes, absolutely, we can do that. It's a great idea, actually. It's a great idea. If we make it like black, I need to say make some changes. But yeah, let's have a look. Like, can we do that? So the main is the app.js. Okay, and inside this, I kind of here inside this app.js, we have it. Okay, if we start and start over here. Uh, we give the background color to maybe 4. Okay, if we save this, we are kind of having this kind of background color. Okay, and it is kind of hiding all of these things, right? What if I would give it like a body? Now it is looking better. Now it is looking better, and it is the dark mode of and it is looking now better, actually, right? Thanks for suggestion, actually. It is now looking better, right? Isn't it? Like yeah, it is something looking good, right? It is looking good, actually. If we can make something like it is having this, yeah, absolutely, it is actually looking good. Cartoon portrait, okay, that's good. Yeah, there is no need of actually use state in this particular part, but you can try that. Like you can use it use state, but you can use directly simple array as well. But I just wanted to show you, like we kind of create some variables like this also. We can directly use variable also. That is also okay. But yeah, you can try that. Dark mode generated, yes, absolutely. And you can put a button also, like so that it could switch between these two properties. It will might not look very good in desktop. It is looking like this. If we remove this, it is not looking like I think it is looking okayish. It is not that much optimized, but it is looking okay, right? It is looking good, actually. I think very slow. So I think this is looking good in a desktop also. I have no problem with that. But yeah, if you want to optimize it, that is totally up to you. If you want to optimize, that is a good call, actually. But yes, so we are actually done with the development part. I think I can make something like we can make some changes, like we can put a bigger font over here. So I would like to fix this. I would like to have some fixes for this particular name. So because name is not visible, I am just looking for the car, but also name should be also visible, right? Name also should be visible, right? So what we want to do is yeah guys, if you are actually liking this tutorial, and if you learn something, and guys, I would highly appreciate if you can make something different. Like if like this is the car, and I think there is no Tinder car, and we created it right now. Try to make something that makes it more amazing, like your favorite thing that you want to do. And uh, uh, and when you actually complete it, when you actually host it, please feel free to share on LinkedIn, on Twitter, like you have built it from here and who taught you. It actually helps us understand, and it helps others to know like what are the things that you are doing. And so that is very very important. So if you're actually getting the value, if you're actually creating something, feel free to share on LinkedIn and Twitter. This will help you in your building your brand, and other could also see like what amazing work you're doing. So yeah, feel free to share whichever thing that you are liking about it, right? So I think I'm expecting a lot of responses of this particular application as well, like this particular Tinder application as well. So I'm looking for different ideas, actually, right? So please do share about your work. I'm looking forward to all of your work actually, right? So now what we have to do is inside this card, I want to edit this. Like I want to give it like I want to give it maybe H2. H2 is kind of bigger than H1, H3. And here I want to remove this. I'm actually styling this particular font so that it will look more vibrant and it is looking visible, right? Okay, it is kind of looking it is kind of visible. So dot card inside this direct child is H2. Okay, what I want is um, I want this to be at bottom. Like I think on the top it is looking good. I think it is looking good. Or if you want it at the bottom, that is also okay. Like you just have to give it the position to be absolute. Okay, and absolute position. And what else do we have to give it? Bottom need to be maybe 20 pixel. If let's have a look how exactly it is looking. So now the name is coming at the bottom. Okay, so now the name is actually coming at the bottom. So if you want to give the color to be white, you can give it white. It is, let's see how it is looking. Now the name is looking good, right? Isn't it? It is looking now better. Let's have a font size. Font size to be maybe 1.5 rem, 1.3 rem. Okay. It should look better. Just let me know, guys. Like if you are actually stuck in anywhere, if you have some suggestion, just let me know. Okay. Okay, perfect. So let's remove this. Okay, now it is looking better and looks amazing. Like I'm going to deploy it, and I did not expect it in dark mode. It would look amazing. Thank you so much who have shared this particular idea of actually adding the dark mode. Okay. So this is it, and I think this is pretty much about it. So yeah, that's it for the project what we have built right now, and now we have to publish it. Now we have to publish it on GitHub. Okay, now we have to host it again, right? So what I'm going to do is, and before doing that, I want to put it on internet so that you can actually get the code. What we have built today, you will get the code. So I'm quickly showing you that how I can do that. Okay, and after that we will be, you can say, we will be putting it on internet. We will be hosting it as well, right? So I put it on stage. I give the session maybe YouTube session project completed. Okay, just committed. Okay, perfect. So what I'm going to do is I want to open my GitHub. Okay, I want to open my GitHub. So before that, I want like to stop sharing my screen. I will be doing one thing is that I am opening the GitHub in my local machine. Okay, just give me a second. I will be opening GitHub. So here inside GitHub, I have one thing known as this. Let me quickly share my GitHub as well. Like, let me quickly share my GitHub. Okay. Let me quickly share my screen as well. Where is my share screen? Yeah, guys, if you have any questions, if you have any doubts, just let me know in the chat below. I would love to answer all of the doubts if you have any. And I'm expecting a lot of amazing these projects from you guys. Like, feel free to share on any of these platform. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. Where are we? To display result from a database, our store referred database. It is a kind of question being asked in interviews. So there are a ton of questions that folks might like. There are a ton of interviews. Like, is my screen is visible? Like, I'm not sure. Sharing my screen. I think it should be visible. Just let me know, guys. Like, my screen is visible or not? Just let me know. How to make a repository on GitHub? Yeah, we'll be looking into that part very quickly, right? We'll be looking into this thing as well. I think my screen is not visible. Okay, let me quickly share my screen. it kind of got stopped, the entire screen. Okay, I think no one can see my screen. I think there might be some glitch. Okay, no worries. Stop. Let me refresh the screen. Not sure. Like, why exactly it is not settings? Do we have any setting options? Virtual background. Okay. Okay. I think we can have something like this. It is better, but we have to fix the window to share the screen. I think if the window will be streamed, that is pretty okay. That is also okay. Chrome tab. That is also okay. But if the screen is visible, then it's the perfect thing that we can do. My screen is not visible. Not sure. Yeah, like StreamYard is sharing your screen. Stop sharing. Not sure why. Mm, not sure why it is not talking like this. Like it was working previously, but it got stopped right now. Mm, mm, okay, okay. Yeah, I can see that. Like it is not visible actually. So what should be done? Like video. Oh, not this. I think I should rejoin very quickly. Like restart your application. Let's have a quick look. Like I'm quickly coming in just 2 seconds. Just 1 minute. And we'll be trying again to share the screen. And after that, we'll be having two tasks to complete. One is to put the code on GitHub so that I can share the link with you guys, or you can directly come to my GitHub account as well, and you can directly check that repository. The second thing that we are actually going to do is that we're actually going to deploy this particular project on Netlify. Okay, so we'll be putting that thing. Okay, so let me quickly leave the studio. I'm quickly coming back in just 2 minutes, right? Let me quickly refresh this. Yeah, guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being patient. Thank you so much for understanding this particular problem. And now we have to do the most important thing, right? So I think we got a lot of conversation. We got a small break, but yeah, thank you so much for being connected till now, right? Okay, let's get on to the work. Actually, okay, let's come on to the work. So basically what we want to do is, so basically this is how my GitHub looks like. Okay, so if you do not have any GitHub account, just go and create a GitHub account, and you can directly follow me on GitHub as well. So you can search me on github.com/omraj sharma. You can get connected with me on GitHub, and you can follow me on GitHub as well to see what other projects I'm working on, what other things I am interested into, right? It's a good platform to collaborate, right? So I want to put my code over here. So what I want to do is I just create a new repository, and here I will say um, uh, Tinder card, Tinder cards. Okay. This is my project that I want to create. Okay, and just create this particular project. Okay, perfect. So what I want to do is I just need to copy the uh, last three lines of code and go back to my code. Okay, so where is my code? So this is my code actually. And inside this terminal, if I go back to my terminal and I paste this code and I enter this, it is kind of throwing me an error because I was not allowed to send it over there, right? Because there might be some conflicts in that particular part. But if you want me to share it, like, how can I do that? It is very easy to implement, right? So what I'm going to do is I want to use my another GitHub account to make it happen. So for that I need to open my mm, like maybe some different account to person one. Okay, perfect. So here if I go and github.com, here I will create a new repo. Okay, so here I can create like Tinder cards. Okay, this is my repo, and I think this is not the right place to put the code. So what I do is like the code the implementation is simple. Like I was using some different laptop here, so I just need to go over here and give the link collaborators. Like I'm quickly fixing some of the things that might be over here. I'm actually fixing this. Okay, I need to add people. So you do not need to do it, right? It is not required for you to do it, right? So I'm giving the access to my this particular machine so that I can add it that. Okay, so this is added, and if I push the code, if I push the code, okay, so I think Control C. I need to now just copy two line of code, that is from here. Okay, so I just need to copy just this and paste it over here. It is kind of giving me the error that I do not have the access. Hmm. Okay, no worries. Let's save this over here only. Like, that's not an issue. Okay, that is not an issue. Let me quickly save this over here only. Okay, save this. So I'm quickly showing you like that's the actual step like that is needed to create it, right? So like this is how we can create a new repository, and it is done. Okay, so what I want to do is remote add. Okay, I think I need to delete something. So I'm actually fixing some of the git remote. Let's see. I'm quickly fixing something like I have some basic different machine issues. So yeah, no worries. So here we just have add origin, how to delete remote. node and get. Okay, perfect. And remove origin. Perfect. So this is it that is need to be required. And here I want to give this command, and it will push my code. Okay, perfect. So you just need to copy these three line of code after committing your code, and it will work the same way. Like I have a little bit of issue in my machine, but yeah, it is kind of fixed. Okay, if I refresh this, you will be able to get the whole code, and I will be providing you some different link like where it is going to be hosted. But yeah, okay. So this is it. And if I go to the netlify.com, okay, I can go to the netlify.com, and I just need to sign up because I did not sign up it from this ID. So okay, authorize this. Mm. Yeah, basic stuff like personal, whichever thing. Hobby developer. Play around with these values. Okay, continue. Sign up. Okay, perfect. So basic things are here, right? Just authorize this. It will work. Perfect. Okay, it might be asking me for this. Okay, so here you can see my this repository is coming, right? My this repository like Tinder car is coming, right? So I need to do one thing. Just press on this, just click on this particular part and deploy. Okay, and it will deploy my website, and that is very simple. Just go to the Netlify and it will deploy your website. Okay, and here all the builds are going to be run, and it will kind of in few minutes it will kind of build your the whole code and put it on internet, right? So after a few minutes we'll be getting back to this particular portion, right? So if you have any doubts till now, just let me know in the chat below, like which is the like we have done a ton of steps over here. Just let me know like which step you want me to repeat. Okay, just let me know in the chat below, like is there any doubts do you have? So just fill the form, like you will get the certificates after a few days. Like yeah, just fill the form. You will get your certificate very soon. Why Node.js modules does not copy it to GitHub? That's a good question, Vamsi Reddy. It's a very good question because um, basically what happens is that these Node modules are very huge. These modules are very huge. Maybe hundreds of MBs of module, right? To run these modules, these modules are actually required for your project to run, right? So basically what happens is everyone knows like we have a special file inside this. We have a very special file inside this package.json, which have all the packages that is used in the that is used inside this particular project is written over here with the version as well, like which version we are using. All the dependencies are written over here. So every time you do not need to bundle the node module with that because it's a very bulky part. You just need to uh, put the main code inside the GitHub only, because node module can be easily be downloaded anywhere. Okay, so with the help of this package or JSON, this helps the user to basically to get all the the understanding like what exactly the dependency is. Okay, and after that through this particular package.json, the user can directly download all the dependencies, right? And that is why it is not needed, because if you have npm install, if you have already node in your machine and I send you the main code, you can directly write npm install. It will download all these dependencies very easily. So you can see we are actually saving the memory inside the GitHub, right? Because this bulky module is not of use actually in GitHub. In GitHub we just put the code only. That is why it is very important we do not put the node modules. And how we do that Inside this git ignore, you will find the git module structure. Okay, if you remove this, it will automatically save down GitHub, but we do not want it. It will make our repository very, very huge, right? I hope it is clear. Just let me know. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I hope you understand it. Thank you so much for asking. It's a good, really good question, actually. It's a really good question you asked. Okay. So please give your interview experience. Yeah, Ishika, like I can give a quick interview experience of mine. Maybe like we can have a dedicated session on the channel also. If you are very new, just subscribe to the channel, and also if you like this particular session, just like this particular session as well, right? So yeah, guys, so if you actually learned anything, just hit that like button, and if you're very new, just subscribe to the channel. I will be sharing my interview experience and other interview experience as well. So how exactly development interviews looks like, we will be looking into that part as well, right? So this whole Netlify step is for free. Yes, absolutely, it is all for free. Okay, so this Netlify project is for free. Deploying logs. It is kind of got failed, maybe due to some steps, but yeah, let it be. Like we can maybe deploy it maybe with some credential, like retry, clear cache. Yeah, okay, no worries. Like we can have a look into the deployment part. Maybe we can deploy it maybe at some point of time, but it should have gotten deployed very easily. Um, like if you go back again over here, luxury jalebi. Oh, that's a good name. If we go to the domain setting, if we go to the site setting, mm-mm. If we go to the build and deploy, so is there any command that we have run? Run in npm run build. This is a build command that should be given to that. So where was the session? Where is the code? This is the code. Where is npm.json? So it should have all the build commands as well. So build, npm run build. I think that should be running. It should have gotten um, not been deployed. Not sure why. Sometimes the deployment got failed due to some internal issues. Mm, webhooks, build settings, main. We have another option to deploy it again. So we can trigger it, trigger deployment, clear cache and deploy. Okay, let's see will it work or not. Oh, we are attempting, finishing, npm install, warning. Finished processing, npm install, why it is getting error. Finished processing, build request is done. We could not deploy a site for the tips for troubleshooting. I think it might take time, but yeah, as of now, let's keep it like this. We can have a dedicated session for deployment of this part as well. But yeah, as of now, I think this is pretty much should be uh, needing for the development, that we kind of implemented this thing. We kind of look into the deployment part in a special session. Like I have to debug this maybe later, but yeah, I can share that how we can deploy it as well. So yeah, guys, you can share the screenshot like what we have built in the session, and we kind of have the discussion of like what exactly we have built, right? Also, we will be putting the exact deployment for this particular project. So yeah, you have to stay connected with that maybe later. So yes. So yeah, guys, so that's pretty much for this session. That's pretty much about for this session. Kind of we kind of built the code. I will be sharing the whole code, like the GitHub link, after maybe 1 or 2 hours. Like I have to shift the code from one repository to another, so I have to do it. But yeah, it's okay. So you'll be getting the code of the GitHub after maybe 2 hours in the link of the description. So yes, you can find it there. Okay, so yeah, guys, can I get a React job after this workshop? Um, you can find it, but like if they are looking for a good or you're looking for a great or an experienced React developer, then they might be expecting more knowledge for React. Okay, so then you can say it like it might be uh, I think this is the basic stuff, and most of the companies are looking for experienced people, right? So I think you might be needing more knowledge for this. And if you are actually looking for getting a tech job, if you are coming from different background, and if you want to learn about a tech and from the scratch, so we have a program at AccioJob. So what exactly AccioJob do is, like, we actually train folks to get industry ready experience. So whichever thing that is required you to excel in the job, that is your front end or the DSA skills, we actually work on that part, right? So you can join the AccioJob as well. So here we actually have a bootcamp like kind of structure. So we teach folks in the short span of time a lot of content that is actually relevant to the industry, and helps the folks getting relevant jobs, right? So this is what exactly we are actually solving. So in most of the industry, like in the education, we are actually not getting the industry experience. So we are actually providing this particular, we are solving this particular problem, that we are actually teaching in a manner that you will be industry ready. So yeah, how to get a certificate? So basically you just need to fill the form below, and you will be getting the certificates after verification. Yeah, so just save that form. So yeah, so it is okay to put this in my project resume. Yes, absolutely, you can put it on your resume as well. Oh, that's great, Raj. Like it's great that you have created the project along the side. Amazing, amazing, absolutely appreciate it. That's great, that's great. Yeah, guys, if you have any questions, just let me know in the chat below. Like just let me know in the chat below, like if you have any questions, any doubts, any suggestions, just let me know. So what is my GitHub link? So I will be creating my I will be so basically what I'm doing is I am sharing my GitHub link. Like after, like I'm sharing my the code over here, and you will be getting that. Okay, so you will be getting it. So if I put my code over here, can I put the files? Okay, so I will put all of these things, right? So I will put all of the code over here after 1 or 2 hours. So you'll be able to see the code after 1 or 2 hours over here, right? So just you can check out my GitHub as well, and feel free to link. Okay. Thanks, Dilip. It was such a lovely having you guys. Like it was such a lovely session working along with you. Um, the form is in the description. Yes, correct. Great session. Thank you so much. Nice session. Thank you so much, Dhanand, as well. So, how to fill the form? Where it is available? It is in the pinned comment, right? Cool. Great session. Thank you so much. What is the form? Okay. Angular, like I think there are a lesser opportunity as compared to React in the market. So, yeah, React is amazing. Just let me know, guys. Like, are you able to understand like what exactly we have done in today? Just let me know, guys. Are you able to connect like what exactly we have done over here? Very quickly, let's have a look. Like, and just quickly fill the form. Maybe 1 or 2 days will be more than sufficient. We can complete it in 1 or 2 days. Okay, so you can share your work there as well, and feel free to reach out to me. Just feel free to reach out to me if you want me to connect with me on LinkedIn. Just sharing you with my LinkedIn credentials, not credentials, my LinkedIn profile. Okay. I'm also on Twitter. If you want me to if you want to connect with me on Twitter as well, you can connect with me on Twitter as well. So this is my handle on Twitter. So basically, yeah, you can connect with me on Twitter as well. And if you want me to connect, if you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, that is also good. This is my LinkedIn ID, so you can connect with me on LinkedIn as well. So yeah, if you want, you can connect with me on LinkedIn as well. There, feel free to check out the and if you want to learn this React from the scratch, feel free to check out the AccioJob. AccioJob, we are actually building AccioJob.com. So we are actually solving a lot of problems in the industry. So we are actually providing the absolute guaranteed placement up to 40 LPA. So yeah, we have a lot of folks like who are placed in amazing companies like for Walmart, Make My Trip, and a lot of places, right? So we have amazing alumni as well, like who have worked actually, and great folks are there, and they are really amazing, like, right? So frequently asked question, you can have a look like into the website. So yeah, so yeah guys, feel free to check out these the website, and if you have any questions, just feel free to reach out to, maybe there might be some form, or you can reach out to me as well. And if there is any doubt, any suggestion, if you want any kind of guidance, just feel free to reach out to me on any of the platform. I'm available on all of the platform. I would try to answer all your queries. So yeah, feel free to reach out anytime. Okay, just let me know guys, like if you have any question, general questions, any career related question, any question related to this, just let me know. Just let me know guys, like if you have any questions, anything that you want to discuss, just let me know. Oh no, it's me. I will be adding the link of the repo in the description after 1 or 2 hours, right? Okay. Yes, yes, Gautam, we just discussed that. How to get the name in bottom instead of left? Okay, yeah, we can have a look. So basically over here, uh, okay, okay, let's have a look. um, what we are doing is done, 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 don't save this. What do we want is over here is like, this is the, okay, this is some different folder actually. This is the real folder we are actually in. So we have a property called as absolute. Okay, so we have something known as display and the position as absolute. So this helps you connect with the parent, like you can move around with the parent. Like for example, this particular, if we go to the local host 50, okay, not this, localhost 3000, 3002. Okay, so you can see our car is coming over here, right? So basically, how this is doing is this particular name is actually over here, right? And if you give the absolute, that means your name will move according to this, right? So here I've given the absolute. That means this H2, this heading will move according to the parent. If you put bottom to 20 pixel, that means it will move 20 pixel from the bottom to up, right? If you put right to 10 pixel, it will move to the right. It will move from the right to 10 pixel, and from the bottom it will move to 20 pixel, right? So this is how it is actually working, right? And this is the actually the CSS property, and it is one of the popular CSS property that is used widely, right? So this is how you can do that. And you can have a look, like if you want a dedicated session like from HTML CSS, just let me know in the chat below, like we can arrange and we can have a dedicated session for that as well on our channel. So yeah, just share that as well. Yeah guys, coming back to the queries, how to get the job in React, that's a good question. So basically there are a ton of companies, like I think there are approximately 90% company, 80% and maybe 60% companies like in this particular range. I think most of the companies are actually using React, and in somewhere, right, somewhere, and React is used for making web application, uh, PWA, progressive web application, like that. That means you can create apps out of React as well. We have React Native that actually helps us in creating mobile application. So we have these kind of scopes when we actually enter React, right? So this is just a basic fundamental of React that we just discussed today. Okay. And what we want now is like, another question is how we can get the job, right? So there are a ton of companies who are actually looking for React developers, and there are a ton of ways of getting job. The first way and the most important way is applying on LinkedIn. So there are a ton of companies who have career pages. Just for example, if you search over here, so most of the companies are having career pages, right? So if you search over here, okay, so most of the companies are having career pages, so you can search for the openings in React or anything like that. So you can find openings over there, right? The second type of you can do is go to LinkedIn, and there is a job section where you will find the React jobs. It is very easy, just go and search for React jobs and the React developer jobs. You will find amazing things, right? The third thing is by networking, by connecting with the React developers and asking them like if there is any good openings or not. They will actually share that with you. What else do we have now is you can reach out on Twitter. There are a lot of CTOs and folks working in different companies. You can reach out to them. And rest thing that you can go to meetups. There are a lot of opportunities out there that people share with you. So meetups is also a good place to network with people, and you get a lot of opportunities out there, right? So these things you can work on, and if you want to discuss more on this, you can connect with me on any of the platform. Thank you, Shika. It's such a lovely session with all of you guys. Such an amazing session working with you all. Let's have a quick look into other questions like we have in the chat. Okay. Map function and use state function need to be elaborate because beginner won't realize the importance of the easily. Yeah, I think that is important. Like use state is not actually making the actual use case. We are actually not using the use case of our use state, so that is why I think it is not making sense now. But map is actually what exactly map is doing is. So if we go back to the code, it's a good point that you have made. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, so what is happening over here is so what exactly map is doing. Okay, so this particular function map is doing in the cards, it is mapping all of these elements, one, then two, then three. Okay, I think my screen is not visible. So yeah, I think my screen is visible actually. Okay, so it is kind of actually mapping. It is actually putting all of these value, this value over here, you can see over here, this value into car, right? And this car can be accessed over here, right? So this car is having the value of name and URL. Okay, so name we are using over here. So we are using name inside h2 tag, and we are using URL inside the background image, right? So this is how it is actually working. So it totally depends like how we are using it. You can assume it like for each loop, like where you are actually putting the value in the array into the particular variable, and we are using that particular variable. It is kind of that, but not exactly same. So it is very, very important to understand. It is widely used most of the places, right? So if you want to learn more about it, there is called as filter, map, reduce, and there are a ton of function as well. So you can refer to MDN docs for this. Okay, so the MDN docs, and you can learn about HTML, CSS, and JavaScript over here. It's the official documentation for the front end engineering, right? So it's a very amazing place to get. So yes, so how to get a job? We just discussed it. If you stuck anywhere, just let me know. We can have a quick discussion. It was such a great session. Can you please share the LinkedIn ID and the chat window? Okay, yeah, sure. So basically, if you want me to connect with me, so this is, you can search me on LinkedIn. I kind of, you can probably find me on LinkedIn as well. So just search Omraj Sharma, you will find me over there, right? So yes, that's pretty it. Can we implement this project? Yes, you can implement this project. Or about again. let's build the full stack application project next time. Yeah, it's a good idea, Sandeep. Thank you so much for sharing. Like we can have a full stack project as well. Okay, we can have a full stack project as well in the next session. So it's a great idea. Thank you so much for sharing. So web show 3 August to 1 September. So website show. Which website show? Like not sure. Okay. So when will the Microsoft hiring for 2020 pass out? Like they not sure. Like I'm not pretty sure. What you can do is you can connect with any person who is working at Microsoft on LinkedIn. You can actually ask them like how when they are actually hiring. Okay. Thank you so much, Ishika. How to host any HTML CSS in the local? You can check out the last session that on Zomato that we have. You will be able to kind of create the Zomato clone as well. So you can try that as well. Okay. Okay. Let me quickly have a look into other thing. Thank you so much, Rat. Thank you so much. It's such a lovely session. Session is amazing. Thank you so much, Pankaj. Your GitHub link, please. Just search like this is my Twitter. Where is my GitHub? Just search on this. You will find all my repository over there. Inside this, I will be sharing the code in 1 or 2 hours. So yeah. So okay. Thank you so much, Abhishek. It's such a lovely session having you. Thank you so much for joining. In DSA project piece, we can have a DSA project as well. But we will be having that maybe later. But yeah, we can plan that. Thank you so much for sharing. Is it okay if I use this to make Tinder clone for my college project? Absolutely correct. You can use it anywhere where you want. Is there any prerequisite pre-existing API where we can use instead of creating it? Like we can use instead of creating it. Like Ishika, which thing you want, which type of API you want? Just let me know. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's such a lovely session. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for all the appreciation. Like we built an like a lovely project. Like I'm actually amazed with this. So it's an amazing step that we have done. So thank you so much. It's a lovely session having you guys. Mm, and Yep. Thank you so much. It's an amazing thing. If you have any queries, doubts, and thank you so much, guys. It really means a lot to me. Like what are the appreciations that you have given? It's kind of a pleasure for me. So yeah, we'll be coming with a lot and lot of lots of sessions shortly. But yeah, thank you so much. If you guys actually like this session, just hit that like button, and and we will be having other sessions and other projects later surely. So I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much, guys. Anyone having name and an image? I think there is. I don't think like you can search online. Like I did not search online, so I'm not pretty sure. But there might be some name and URL API, so you kind of get it. So you can try it. There might be some open API. Sure. I've shared like this is my LinkedIn. You can have a look. Just search me on LinkedIn. You will find me, and this is my Twitter. So you can have a look at this place as well. Okay. So this is my profiles, and if you want me to connect on GitHub, so that is my GitHub. Perfect. Yeah, guys. Okay. So source code after 2 hours, after 1 hour maybe you will be able to get the source code in the description only. I will put the source code in the description, or you can find the source code on the GitHub as well. Yeah, Ishika, like maybe in the next session we can have a look into how we can fetch data from APIs. But for today we just use it hard coded. So I think that might take a little time, but we can discuss that maybe later. Surely. Thank you so much for sharing. We can add that. Thanks, Abhishek. Thanks, Dharmik. Yeah, guys, if you like this session, like just hit that like button, and it really motivates me to come and create and more session. Okay. 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 Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. Lovely session. Such a lovely session with you. Any doubts? Any queries? Just let me know. Any doubts? Anything related to career? Anything related to React? Anything related to interviews? Just let me know. Okay. Can we conclude this call, guys? Can we conclude? Can we go ahead to other sessions? Just let you know in the chat below. Like, thank you so much, guys. It's a lovely session. Such a lovely session. Thank you so much. It really means a lot to me that you joined till now. If you have any questions, any doubts, just let me know. We can have a look. Otherwise, we can conclude this call. It's already 3 hours of sitting, but yeah, it's an amazing session. We kind of built this amazing application. Okay, thank you so much, guys. We can conclude this call. I think we are good to go. Thank you so much for joining. We will be meeting very soon. So till then, bye bye. Take care and stay connected with AccioJobs. We are coming with a lot and lot of sessions, and yes, we will be coming with backend as well very soon. So thank you so much, guys. Such a lovely session. Thank you so much. It really means, and it's a pleasure having you guys. So till then, bye bye. Take care and stay connected. Bye bye.